Hey, what's up, guys? Y'all, baby, come in and sit down. The New York City's mayor, Eric Adams, has been indicted under criminal charges. And guess what, baby? Mayor Adams is turning himself into tomorrow morning. Y'all, it looks like Diddy might be talking. Y'all, it looked like Diddy might be talking. If you guys don't know, Mayor Eric Adams is a longtime defender and close friend of Sean Diddy Combs. He gave him the key to the city for no reason other than the fact that Mayor Adams is the mixiest slash, according to the feds, most corrupt mayor out there. We're going to get into that. We're also going to talk about the way that this looks like Diddy actually might be talking, and Mayor Eric Adams is the first to fall. We're also going to talk about the way the Mayor Adams looks like he's probably going to be sharing a jail cell with Diddy. The police chief, the chief of police, Mayor Eric Adams, and Diddy are all in the same jail, all within less than 5 business days have passed, and they are all in the same cell. Is it connected? I don't know. Does it feel like it? Yes, baby, it does. Let's get into what is going on with Mayor Eric Adams. What's going on with the diddler? What's going on with all that stuff? Now, if you guys don't know, why was Mayor Eric Adams arrested? Well, funny thing, he was arrested because of corrupt ties. People are guessing it is to the New York City police. Just to let you guys know, if you're not from New York, what has been going on. Eric Adams is one of the worst mayors to actually do it. Don't argue with me, argue with yourself. He literally, okay, one of the things why everybody can't stand Mayor Adams, he made jumping over a turnstile illegal. If you don't know, if you jump over a turnstile, it is like what, a $3 fare, you jump over it. Most people that live in New York, every week you get the transit card, it gives you unlimited swipes, okay? It gives you unlimited swipes. However, there are some people that are so poor, maybe they're so cheap, they jump over the turnstile. The city loses between, and they've done the numbers, between 100,000 to 200,000 and people that jump the turnstile and avoid paying fare. Now, in a city like New York City, that's not even worth talking about. 100 and 200,000, it is laughable. The budget for the police in New York City, is normally about $25 million. Eric Adams, as a way to increase, because when you increase the police budget, especially after the BLM and all this other stuff, there are rules to increasing the police budget and increasing the number of police on the street for civil rights and all this other stuff. Okay. Usually they spend about 25 million in budget on police. When Eric Adams took over and he started dipping in the corruptness, we'll talk about in a second, and the Diddy relation, he literally increased the budget not to 150 million. So that was all overtime. By saying it was overtime for subway fares, he said that he had to put in that many police all over the transit, because how else are we going to keep people from jumping over the turnstiles? Okay, whatever, Mayor Adams, right? It was all BS. You hired 150 million in police to stop 200,000 in fare evasion a year. That makes no sense. What was it going? It was Mayor Adams thinking, when all the people were saying this guy's corrupt, he's doing this, he's doing illegal deals and money laundering and all this stuff with overseas entities. We'll get into that Diddy connection, right? They're saying that the way he got the police to look the other way and thought that he would just get reelected if he put money in the police union's pocket by, instead of increasing the budget, which was already maxed out, and there are laws to how many police can be actual civil servants, he then did it in overtime. You would go into the subway, there were police playing Candy Crush. It was a mess, all for 200,000 in fare. Let's also not forget, was it last week or the week before? There was a gentleman that didn't even jump the turnstile. He went through the emergency exit. Any New Yorker knows that when you're leaving the subway, sometimes you just go through that emergency exit door, okay? It's no big deal. It's a part of living in New York. A cop lied about it, said that the guy had a knife. Spoiler alert, when the body camera footage came out, he did not. In a crowded New York City subway, a cop opened fire, and in it for no reason, for someone that at most was evading a $2.75 fare. But it comes out that he actually had a fare card too, so he wasn't evading, right? He was just going through the emergency exit. Sorry, the handicap exit. It's the exit that's like the door next to the turnstiles. He decided to go through the door instead because he couldn't fit through the turnstile. A cop literally opened fire, hit an innocent bystander in the head. They're brain dead right now. Hit another person in the leg and hit their own cop with friendly fire. Mayor Adams turned the other day. He has been letting them run amok. Now, what do people think these charges are going to be on? We're going to get to that in a second. Let me tell you a little bit more what people think it's on. So, the majority of police in New York do a good job, right? They're just trying to do whatever. However, people are saying that there is a section of them that when the mob used to shake down stores and merchants and all this other stuff, right? They got pushed out of New York City. When the mob failed, there was a section of police officers, right? Few bad apples that took up that thing where they were shaking down vendors, suppliers, merchants for money. Okay? That's the thing. People are saying Mayor Adams knew about it and he looked the other way. On top of that, he has been accused of taking money from overseas countries so that they can get favorable stuff in the city. Now, why is that important? Well, when you look at who actually connected Mayor Adams to these people, he is one of the mixiest mayors in the city. New York City Mayor Eric Adams has been indicted on federal criminal charges. It is not a coincidence that it just comes a couple of days, business days after Diddy's indictment. It is all related. Let's also not forget, okay, when it comes to the police letting them run amok and people that might be corrupt and could be bought. So also not forget that Dawn said in her lawsuit that one of the reasons she didn't report this is because Diddy had police officers at his freak-offs seeing what was going on. He had police officers partaking in it, powerful people partaking, but they were even paid to guard the freak-offs and do security on freak-offs, and they saw every single thing that was happening. Yeah, it gets deep. Let's also not forget that Mayor Adams gave Diddy the key of the city. However, Mayor Adams is a simple man. How did this man get involved in what our people are calling an international money laundering scheme that runs through City Hall? Okay, he is the first New York mayor to be indicted while in office. I do remember they have been investigating him for years. They finally have enough. I can't believe on September 25th, 2024, he went down. They said Mayor Adams has been indicted, or Eric Adams has been indicted on federal criminal charges, the New York Times reported Wednesday night. The indictment is still sealed. He's turning himself in tomorrow. This is so embarrassing. So that the nature of the charges are unclear. However, we do have some information because we've been following this case with Mayor Adams for a while. So even though the feds have not officially announced what they're indicting him with, we know what they've been investigating him for. Mayor Adams is the first New York City mayor to be indicted while in office. Prior to the indictment, Adams and his administration were caught in a tangled web of federal investigations involving subpoenas, raids, and turmoil within City Hall. Let's also not forget that, unlike Diddy, Eric Adams has already said he'd taken everybody down with them. Every time Mayor Adams would appoint someone, their house or office would be raided, and then he'd have to hire someone else, and then they would get raided, and they would get raided. But he kept thinking he was above the law. They said earlier this month, the FBI raided the homes of several top Eric Adams administrative officials, including the first deputy mayor, Sheena Wright, deputy mayor Philip Banks, city police commissioner Edward A. Cabin, and school chancellor David Banks. Authorities also seized electronic devices belonging to Adams' advisor Timothy Pearson and issued a slew of subpoenas to other members of his administration. It's not over. The raids were not collected to a single investigation. This is multiple investigations, and people are saying they are tied to the Diddy case also. Cabin resigned from his post shortly after having his devices seized as authorities probed allegations that his twin brother, James Cabin, had been exploiting his connections to the police commissioner in service of his nightlife business ventures. Now, just hear me out. In this federal probe, they're basically saying that a certain fraction of the NYPD is up for sale. If they can buy it for their nightlife and they can buy it for this, then why do people not see that Diddy getting the key to the city, Diddy introducing Mayor Adams to people, Diddy partying with Mayor Adams? This guy was the mixiest person ever. The way he literally used his power, he thought it was a joke. He thought he could get away with it. At the end of the day, when you are mayor of a city, you're like, and who you going to toll? We top of the totem pole, like Jay-Z said. Well, apparently, Homeland Security Investigations letting them know, oh, no. We are going in. Hold on, let's just get into more of this. Others in the administration had their homes raided, are being, mind you, the raids were going on in parallel to Diddy, are being investigated in connection to separate allegations of a bribery scheme potentially involving Terrence Banks, a consultant and fundraiser for Mayor Adams, as well as the brother of Philip and David Banks. Damn, that whole family going to jail. On September 24th, David announced that he would be resigning from his position as the school chancellor at the end of December. Mayor Adams' legal counsel, Lisa Zornberg, as well as health commissioner, Dr. Ashwin Vasan, will also abruptly left the administration in September. The mayor has attempted to shrug off the growing crisis within his administration. I say over and over again, as a former member, also, Mayor Adams is a former cop, a former NYPD, well, I don't know if it's NYPD, but a former cop. I say over and over again, as a former member of law enforcement, I'm very clear. We'll follow the rules. We make sure that we cooperate and turn over any information that is needed. And it just really wouldn't be appropriate to get in the way of the review while it's taking place. Again, he's been taking this for a joke. You guys, this is huge that a longtime Diddy friend, supporter, and now is it connected? I believe it is. It's too close. They were running these operations and raids in parallel. It's interesting that Diddy, the mayor, and the police commissioner are going to be in the same lockup facility at the same exact time in the same block. Because don't forget, where Diddy's staying is where the high-profile people stay. Adams' top legal counsel, the mayor has attempted to shrug off the growing crisis within his administration. Let's keep going. We have more news. I'm just reading this little blurb while we bring the rest of the news. Now that he's been indicted, Mayor Adams may ultimately succumb to the pressure from state and city lawmakers urging him to resign. 3 state senators, 2 city council members, and 1 assembly member have publicly called for mayor to step down, as has Representative Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. She said, I do not see how Mayor Adams can continue governing New York City. The flood of resignations and vacancies are threatening government function. Nonstop investigations will make it impossible to recruit and retain a qualified administration for the good of the city. He should resign. Not over, you guys. It's not over. Hold on. Brad Lander, the city's comptroller, who's already announced his intention to run for mayor, called for Mayor Adams to step down shortly after the news of the indictment went public. Mayor Adams, like all New Yorkers, deserves due process, the presumption of innocence, and his day in court. However, it is clear that defending himself against serious federal charges will require a significant amount of time and attention needed to govern this great city. The most appropriate path forward is for him to step down so that New York City can get the full focus on its leadership. Now, let me just say this, right? This might be an unpopular opinion. If I was facing all these federal charges and all this mess, I wouldn't step down. Y'all won't see me there every Monday saying, good morning. I went to Dunkin' and got us, they have a new flavor, maple donuts for fall. I would not resign. Literally, I would not resign. Here's the thing. Why? One, he is going to get indicted. I'm talking about from a criminal point of view, I wouldn't resign. From an ethical point of view, he needs to resign. Mayor Adams, unlike Diddy, is most likely going to get bail. So when I said, oh, they're going to be staying in the same jail cell, my bestie actually said to me, what are you talking about? He didn't do Diddy-like crimes. He'll most likely get bail, except for the fact, y'all forgetting something. You can be offered bail, but how much is bail going to be? Can you afford your bail? Can you? Because let's think about it. Can Mayor Adams afford his bail? This bail is going to be in the hundreds of millions. Plus, he is being indicted or investigated for money laundering, taking money from overseas, bribery, all this stuff. So even if they set your bail at 20 million, everybody knows how much the mayor of New York makes. Mayor Adams did not come from family money. If you come up with $20 million to bring to court, you have to prove under the federal money laundering act, whenever you give money for bail in a criminal bail, you have to prove where that money came from. Now, you don't need to show every single dollar, but you need to show how you came up with $20 million when your salary is what? $500,000 a year, 300,000. And everybody knows that 300,000 in New York City is nothing. Literally, once those taxes come out, 500K, you might, if you lucky, go home with 300,000. Anyway, right? They said if Adams were to resign, New York City's public advocate, Jermaine Williams, will become the acting mayor and a special election would be held to replace him. Again, he might have the money because he's been taking money from Turkey. He's been taking money from all these foreign places, just like Diddy was accused of in his lawsuit with Little Rod, and just like the feds are actually investigating. But here's another interesting link to this, right? First of all, put a 1 in the comments if you think that Mayor Adams and Diddy should recreate this exact picture in jail. Besties, let me know if you think they should recreate this exact picture in jail. Drop a 1 in the comments. Again, longtime friend, longtime whatever. They were super, super close to the point that is why Mayor Adams gave them the key to the city. Mayor Adams has a way of keeping his friends' pockets flush. Oh, but there's a little bit more than that. I remember when the Daily Mail wrote an article, there's a million out there. Friends in high places. New York City Mayor Eric Adams appoints founder of Members Only Club Zero Bond. He frequents as his representative to the Metropolitan Museum of Art Board, a position usually reserved for philanthropic and political heavyweights. Again, he was treating the city like his own piggyback and being too flagrant. And even though there were a lot of people, Democrats being like, you need to resign. What are you doing? You are letting these cops run amok in the subways. You're taking away civil rights. You're cutting important stuff. He was a horrible mayor. Make no mistake. He was horrible. And New York City has had some horrible mayors. He wasn't the worst, right? Rudy Giuliani was the worst, right? Michael Bloomberg might have been one of the worst. He was great for business, but what he did to the poor and working class, it wasn't a good thing. However, right? Mayor Adams is one of the worst. These positions are supposed to go to philanthropic or political heavyweights. He decided to just appoint his friends. His friends were the people that were giving him money. Who were his friends? Well, somebody said that. Let's talk about one important one. Do you know who this woman is? This woman is Kimora Lee Simmons. I don't know what it is, but you know, they say there is a thread that runs through so many different parallel realities and connects us all, or a thread that runs through life and connects us all. I would believe Kimora Lee Simmons is that thread. Kimora Lee Simmons was married to Russell Simmons. When Russell Simmons fled because he did not want to be served there's a subpoena for what's going on, no matter what Charlemagne says, they are literally trying to get him to sit for deposition, and he refuses to. So even though he is in America all the time, like Charlemagne says, can he give us a group text? Can he let us know in the group text when he sets foot in so we can like get him? Anyway, when Russell Simmons had to run, people said, because he was heavily implicated in the Me Too movement, Kimora ran interference for Russell and said that, yes, she believes all victims, but she knows Russell, and she protected that man. Why? Because that's where her money was at, right? Kimora then married Les or Lou, whatever her husband's name is, the white guy, that literally already had two wives when he married Kimora. Yeah, he might be a psychopath, but Kimora married this man. And on top of that, Russell is now suing her because she said that between him and her new, I would say husband, but I don't think they're legally married because he already had two wives when he said he was single. When that happened, she literally was now he was for a while a billionaire. They were actually stealing money from the sovereign real estate fund from the company of Malaysia. I believe they got away with 8 to 13 billion. He is currently under a sealed federal case. I don't know if it's been resolved, but is currently sealed. So anyway, dirtbag number 2. Now you'll see right here, exclusive. Mayor Eric Adams was spotted at dinner with Kimora Lee Simmons. Kimora Lee has also maintained a very, very close relationship with Diddy and the girls. I understand they're Kim Porter's kids, but also rehabbing image, showing very close with Dana Trad and very close with Baby Love. It is her right. She can be friends with whoever she wants, but she seems to be very, very comfortable being around monsters. It's odd. They said exclusive. Mayor Eric Adams was spotted at dinner with Kimora Lee Simmons. Now we have that report, and they said that the dinner was very, very friendly. However, they said something very interesting was her kids were always at the dinner, Aoki and Ming Lee. And they said there was a weird connection that Aoki, who we saw kissing and hugging and loving on that geriatric whale, that Italian playboy that still played her and humiliated her. Y'all remember when she was kissing on somebody's grandpa, literally kissing on someone's grandpa, right? She interned for Mayor Eric Adams, and people said that dinner was actually Aoki introducing her mom and sister to her boss. Now, am I implying that Aoki had plans for Mayor Eric Adams? No, we've heard Aoki talk. She is the most sheltered, naive, good 20-year-old in the world. She just thinks she's so smart, right? And that's cool because when we were 20, we all thought we were smart and we were idiots. So shout out to Aoki. But again, there's that weird connection, okay? They were seen at the dinner, but people are saying that Aoki was introducing her mom to her boss. I think that's very, very sweet. Like, who hasn't interned for a for a powerful politician and invited them out for a late night dinner with their mom and their sister, and they went? I'm sure there was nothing untowards going on with that. Who hasn't done that? Has your boss not eaten dinner with your mom and sister late night in New York City? No, okay. Well, Aoki's has. Anyway, right? Let's keep going. Again, here is a direct a thing of the picture. Kimora is sitting there. This is, if you zoom in, this is an actual paparazzi shot of the dinner. Kimora is sitting there, leaning back, not looking too happy, with her arms crossed. Aoki is sitting next to her boss. They are so cozy. She is the best little worker in the world. And of course, Ming Lee was there too. They also, interesting enough, Mayor Adams actually attended one of the girls' birthday parties. I'm not sure it was Ming Lee or Aoki. Let me Google that real quick. Hold on. Put this clip in right here. Let me Google this real quick. But they're saying that he attended, I think it was Aoki's birthday party. But let me make sure. I don't want to get to telling stories. Hold on. Let's see. Aoki's. Let's see, Mayor Eric Adams. Let's see what we can do. Yeah. Yes. Kimora Lee Simmons hosted a glamorous New York City bash for her daughter, Aoki Lee. Let's hear this. And guess who was here? Her loving and faithful and devoted boss, Mayor Eric Adams. I'll say one thing. Aoki trying to snag, if she would, if she tried to snag Mayor Adams, he would have been a better bet than that Italian playboy who literally, how do you get someone who's 68, was the body of a 78-year-old. You call the cops so you can literally, and you're bragging about him like you got something. And then this man plays you saying, oh, it wasn't nothing serious. Oh my God. Eric Adams would have been a better bet than that. I'm just saying, if you want that money and that power and respect, that would have been a better. Listen, this is in People magazine, dated September 22nd, 2023. My, how times change. Last year, this time, Kimora Lee was throwing a glam bash for daughter Aiko, including the almost dressed disaster. She actually hosted a huge birthday party, which Eric Adams actually went to. And a year later, this mofo, literally a year and 3 days later, this mofo was about to turn himself into the police tomorrow. Yeah. It's a lot. Okay, right? Where are we at? They said, can you guys hear me? Okay, you guys can hear me. They said Kimora Lee's party lavishly this past weekend while celebrating her daughter Aoki's Teen Vogue debut, 21st birthday party, and graduation from Harvard. Following the release of Aoki's September-October issue, the designer and entrepreneur celebrated her daughter to the fullest with a glitzy party thrown at the Soho Grand's Club Room in New York City. The downtown bash brought the hottest names in fashion: Cristiano Serrano, Philip Lim, Prabal Grung, as well as New York City Mayor Eric Adams. It also proved to be a family affair because her eldest daughter, Ming Lee, was also in attendance. Now, the funny thing is, right? Aoki said she wanted to find herself the perfect night wardrobe. I knew I needed a dress that fit the moment and felt like as much of a celebration as a party. Anyway, this is dumb. Yeah. Okay, so Mayor Adams was definitely there. Again, if you go back to this, Kimora Lee calling a date, Kimora said, I'm not on a date with them. However, and let's be real, Kimora Lee is 47, Mayor Adams is like 60. It seemed to maybe make sense. Kimora likes powerful men. Who is more powerful than the mayor of New York in New York City? But that was before Grandpop Gate. And once we realized that Aoki Lee was in the negrophilia, that's when things changed. And we said, oh, you can kiss on a corpse. He is definitely a come up. It makes you think what was going on. And maybe the paparazzi, because they were even like 3 women, Ming, Aoki, Kimora. I guess Kimora's closer in age. Probably Kimora's trying to date him. But Kimora has been very faithful to her husband that's been, I don't know if he's still locked up, but has been under being a federal witness for stealing billions of dollars from the sovereign real estate investment fund of Malaysia. Okay. So anyway, it is what it is. So it's like you're married and you're, well, kind of married because he has 2 other women. Did I ever tell y'all the story about how she thought that he might have been married? So she was like, I'm not going to date you, right? Until I speak to your wife and make sure there's nothing between you guys, because I've been hearing that you guys are still messing around, right? She has 1 baby with Seal. 1 baby with the investment banker that stole money from, the sovereign fund of Malaysia. And of course, the rest of her babies are with, Russell Simmons. But to make a long story longer, she was like, yo, fine, we can date, but I've been hearing rumblings that you are still messing with like your wife. And he's like, no, we're divorced. We're just good friends. And she said, listen, give me her contact information. Let me talk to her. And I think it's cool. Okay, we can go out on a date. So Kimora tried to do her due diligence. To be fair, I think this time she was really dealing with a narcissist, right? So he gave her the contact info, emails and stuff for his ex-wife. She started emailing with her, yo, what's going on? This and that. The ex-wife was like, so glad you reached out. Nothing. We're not together. But then the ex-wife started emailing her, being like, yo, I really want you guys to work out. I think you're really good for him. I really love the change I see when you're with them. So if you guys are ever having any problem, come and talk to me because I want you guys to win. She always would approach Kimora. Kimora would like have conversations like, girl, I don't know, what do you think? They became like friends. Cut to find out that at the trial, Kimora found out that she wasn't even really wife. She found out that she was Big Love, wife number 2 or 3 at the same time, because the whole time she had been emailing her husband. Her husband had given her a fake email and pretended to be his wife slash ex-wife, and was not only telling her, "Oh, girl, it's cool, get it, get it, get it. He likes you," but then she would also befriend her and gain Kimora's trust. So whenever Kimora was venting about him and all this other stuff, the wife was giving her advice about how to working out. And, oh, girl, he loves you. Stay. I'll try to talk to him. And the whole time it was her psycho husband. Kimora's still married to that man. Yo, Kimora has a colorful life. We need Kimora to actually write a tell-all of what's going on, you know? Anyway, right? New York City Mayor Eric Adams. This is from February 15th, 2023. Again, now that we know Aoki's into negrophilia or necromancy, I don't know, whichever one she's into. Now that we know that she's into that, I mean, I'm just saying, right? Anyway, this is from February 15th, 2023. The mayor that never sleeps. New York City Mayor Eric Adams joined Kimora Lee Simmons at a late night dinner at hotspot Nobu on 57th amid New York Fashion Week. Now why is that important? Because I believe Aoki actually walked in New York Fashion Week. Again, look at Kimora. She ain't even sitting by that man. Does that look like a date to you? But you know who is sitting next to her? Next to him, the intern at City Hall, her beautiful, tall, but very dumb for a 20-year-old girl. Again, I shouldn't call her dumb. We were all dumb when we were 20, but she's especially naive. She has this rare mix of, she's very arrogant, but weren't we all arrogant when we were 20? She's very book smart, but you can tell that she's also been very sheltered. So she don't know nothing about the street. And I'm not that, because listen, when I was 20, 21, I didn't know nothing about the street either, right? That's a good thing. But when you don't know anything about the street, you got to stay out of it. You know what I'm saying? You got to stay out of it until you learn. But anyway, they said a spy tells us the party-loving politician, 62, was seated right next to, I think it was Aoki, throughout the meal, which took place at midnight. Other sources say there was no PDA and there were other people present at the table. There was Ming Lee and Aoki, who we're told were fresh off the Fashion Week runway. That is so sweet. Aoki is there to celebrate. Aoki's boss is there to celebrate all her great wins. He was at her birthday party. He celebrated her magazine cover. He even watched her walk the runway. Also, right? Riddle me this, Batman. Does not this mofo bear a striking resemblance to Kimora's father? I'm just saying. Are there daddy issues? There might be. Does this man bear a striking resemblance to Kimora Lee's dad? And even though he is up there, again, maybe she thinks there's nothing wrong. Again, I don't think she would do that, but she has proven that she has a propensity for necrophilia, whatever you want to call it. They said that they're just acting friendly toward each other. There's nothing intimate. In a photo obtained by page 6 from dinner, Kimora can be seen having a conversation with one of the diners at her table. A spy says that Adams, although not visible in the shot, was next to her at that moment. Again, they kept trying to make Kimora and Mayor Adams fit. They should have been looking to see what Aoki was doing. And the way Kimora looks in this picture, right in the center, mad and bored, why do I feel like, like Aoki invited her, like, Mom, please. And she was like, God, what do I got to teach this girl? Anyway, let's keep going. Again, Mayor Adams has Russell Simmons. There's Kimora Lee. Again, does this man not look like her father? Your Honor, I rest my case. Listen, if you're not going to believe me, Your Honor, believe the money. That has been my line all week since Diddy lawyer said that. If you don't want to believe me, believe the money. Okay, let's keep going. Um, Again, they grabbed dinner. People said it was Kimora Lee, but insiders are saying that Aoki Lee just has a friendship with her boss that we all wish we could have at 21 years old or whatever. They're saying that also, when it comes to Diddy, Kimora Lee, and even Eric Adams' lifestyle, they're saying exclusive nightlife insiders praise the party mayor, Eric Adams. He was the mixiest, most partyingest mayor ever. And I mean ever. He partied with Real Housewives of New Jersey people. He partied with big money people. And partying is not a sin. The only problem is he started to do things with these connections that are illegal. They said the VIP room where Eric Adams holds court, he would be out every single night, right? Every single night. Now I'm getting to something. Hold on. Let me pull this up really quickly. Oh, shocking connections to Naomi Campbell and other who's who people of New York City and who he actually appointed. Again, is it related to the Diddy thing? I believe so. We're about to get into it. How? Oh, Mayor Adams has made a statement, you guys. He has made a statement. He said, I always knew that if I stood my ground for New Yorkers, that I would be a target. Oh, now you're standing your ground, Mayor Adams? You literally let a swarm of $150 million in harassment to stop $200,000 in law. Now you're standing your ground for New Yorkers. I guess he is talking to people that don't live in New York, because all my cousins that live in New York said they're the ones who put me down on and said he is one of the most hated mayors in New York City just for what he's letting it do. Anyway, he said, I always knew that if I stood my up, here is Mayor Adams. He is very tight. The Kardashians. This is Jonathan Cheban, the food god. I know you can't understand because this is his 12th incarnation of a face. Now he just literally looks like a real life Ken doll. You know, Jonathan Cheban, what is it? Kim Kardashian's BFF, Kris Jenner's BFF, Kourtney's nemesis. Mayor Adams is also super tight with the Kardashians. Here he is hanging out with Jonathan. I think he actually appointed. They said Adams is pictured partying with reality TV star and Kardashian pal Jonathan Cheban at the November bash that brought more than 125 guests to the club. Again, he holds court at a VIP club. Nothing to see here. All strictly legit politicians do business at 3:15 a.m. Again, he is the mixiest, partiest mayor, which at the end of the day, who cares about that? But here he is partying with Fortis Whitaker, who posed with a photo with Mayor Adams' actor son, Coleman, at the club. I know that's right. You better use your connections to get your son an acting career. Again, he used every connection he could to get everything that he could. This is his son right here. His son wants to be an actor. He used his power and influence in New York, even with approving movie sets and stuff. People are saying that his son greatly benefited from that. Here we have, who do we have here? We have Mayor Eric Adams and Kevin Liles. You know, the man that just stepped down from his position this week. What is going on? It has been a great reset. Adams is indicted. Diddy is indicted. Almost every top record executive all over the world literally stepped down. They stepped down. Kevin Liles is one of the people that stepped down. He is a close friend of Diddy and clearly a close friend of Mayor Eric Adams, okay? He also made connections with record label executive Kevin Liles at Zero Bond. Zero Bond is his playground. Zero Bond is where he was always at. Here is Kimora looking mad that Aoki still don't know how to pick him, but we'll get into that. Let's get into Mayor Adams' response, and then we'll get into the money laundering or it's so much. I always knew that if I stood my ground for New Yorkers, that I would be a target. and a target I became. If I am charged, I am innocent. And he's turning himself in tomorrow. What do you mean if you are charged? If I am charged, I am innocent, and I will fight this with every ounce of my strength and spirit. Now, I can't blame him for this. I wouldn't, I would stand my ground too. I would stand my ground too. Because what else am I going to do? Stay in prison? Cry? Like I would stand my ground too. I really honestly was, right? The times are crazy though. You guys, Lily Illy says Eric Adams, mayor of New York City, is about to be sharing a jail cell with Sean Diddy Combs. Eric Adams was just indicted. He's turning himself into tomorrow morning. Like, who could have predicted this a couple of years ago? On top of that, right? People are saying that Diddy is not eating because he is having a rope-a-dope withdrawals as it is. At the end of the day, I think this is all a scam for Diddy to actually get a little private chef in there. But let's get back into this a little bit more, right? Let's get into the New York map. These are live updates. Okay, hold on. Let's get to the good part. Okay, in a Defiant video statement, Eric Adams says charges are based on lies and dismisses calls to resign. He said, "We ain't going nowhere. We ain't going. We can't be stopped now because we're bad." He said, "We ain't going nowhere." He ain't going nowhere. Okay. The mayor has released a Defiant videotape statement addressing the pending charges. It's not clear where he recorded this video. He recorded this video probably on a plane going to the south of France. Catch me if you can, like the gingerbread man. That's how I be. It's now my belief that the federal government intends to charge me with federal crimes. If so, these charges are entirely false. It's based on lies. You know what this reminds me of? Remember that meme with Michael Jackson? It's a lie. It's a lie. Come on now. They made it up. It's a lie. No, it's not true. Just reminds me of Michael Jackson. If I'm charged, I know I'm innocent. I'll request an immediate trial so that New Yorkers can hear the truth. I will fight these injustices with every ounce of my strength and spirit. He says refusing to step down is about respecting voters. I put the people of New York before party and politics. Now, if I'm charged, many may say I should resign because I could not manage the city while fighting the case. Make no mistake, you elected me to lead the city, and lead it I will. I disagree with what everyone's saying. He said, people are saying I should resign because I cannot manage the city while fighting the case. I disagree with you guys. Mayor Adams has not been managing the city. He has been running amok. He has been running amok. So I think him having a criminal trial, I mean, it's just a regular Tuesday. He wouldn't do an issue anyway. Listen to the actual thing. Hold on.
My fellow New Yorkers, it is now my belief that the federal government intends to charge me with crimes. If so, these charges will be entirely false, based on lies. But they would not be surprising. I always knew that if I stood my ground for all of you, that I would be a target. And a target I became. For months, leaks and rumors have been aimed at me in an attempt to undermine my credibility and paint me as guilty. Just this past week, they searched the home of our new police commissioner, looking for documents from 20 years ago, just 1 week after he joined my administration. Enough. I will fight these injustices with every ounce of my strength and my spirit.
Okay. He fighting. Yeah, okay. Yeah, right. Here's why he's being indicted. This is why he changed his tune, right? Was it worth it? Was it worth it? And here's the thing, you could have gotten away with it if you weren't so sloppy. But even then, I don't understand how you have all this power that you can use in different ways, and you still have to be greedy. And what is he being indicted for? Here's what people are saying the Diddy connection is. He's reportedly being indicted for taking foreign money for money laundering, for making. So here's the thing. If he's taking foreign money and he is not declaring that on taxes, if he's taking that money and washing it, that is money laundering. As the mayor, I believe your taxes are audited by the city commissioner every year just to make sure you're not being unduly benefited, or unduly or unjustly benefited from your position. So they actually monitor your tax returns when you are an elected official of New York to make sure everything's above board. So that means that you could have not put that money that you got from foreign officials on your thing, which means tax evasion, money laundering. Again, how did Mayor Adams get plugged into these people? They said sources who are familiar with the matter told the city that Adams, this is from the New York Mag, The Intelligencer. Shout out, make sure y'all follow Tiffany Red on her YouTube account. They said sources who are familiar with the matter told the city that Mayor Adams is being charged with acting as an unregistered foreign agent for taking actions in his official capacity after receiving donations from foreign sources. This mofo is literally being charged as an unregistered foreign agent for taking actions in his official capacity after receiving donations from foreign sources. No, I don't even want to hear, oh, everybody does it. No, they don't. This is something, again, he said he's innocent. Let's see. Here's the thing that Adams worried about. So he might have two arguments on his side. The Governor Hochul of New York, he can remove Eric Adams if he does not resign. He has the power to remove him from office per the state constitutions. Local politicians were already calling for him to resign. He's going to surrender to he's going to reportedly surrender to authorities next week. He will surrender to authorities early next week, so that means Monday or Tuesday. Details about the exact accusations remain unclear, but they are believed to be connected to the alleged kickback scheme involving the Turkish government illegally funneling money into his mayoral campaign. Do I have to tell people how to launder money? Do I have to tell people how to do it right? You shouldn't be doing it in the first place. But if you are going to do it, can you please? Why did you have to put the money in your campaign? Why didn't you literally borrow them, have them buy you a beach house off in Borum or wherever that coastal part of the part that looks like Ibiza, but it's in Turkey? Why don't you have them buy you a house like somewhere like off of the Côte d'Azur, the Costa del Sol, or somewhere like you? Why would you have these assets coming back to America? You should have had them offshore where nobody knew about them and nobody would ask about them. And there's no way it could be connected to you. On top of that, you should have made 1,000,001 shell companies, partially through your son's name. Y'all should have literally made a contract where your son was hired to do toothpaste commercials in Turkey. And for those toothpaste commercials, they paid him 20 or 30 million. It doesn't matter whether it's a lot, it will still smell the sniff test. I did 6 toothpaste commercials, which never aired, or you put them on a billboard, even more. All you need was a couple of billboards or toothpaste commercials to air in Turkey. Pay him $20, $30 million. It doesn't matter. Use that money to either buy a house or take that money and bring it back into the U.S. I would not bring that money back into the U.S. I would keep it overseas in property. Or you could say that he is a business owner and a partner, and his percentage of the business profits, wouldn't you know it, is 20 million or however much you're paying for the bribery. There are so many ways to beat charges of acting as a foreign agent. So many ways. But your stupidity and your arrogance, you had to have it dropped into your campaign fund. If you guys don't know why that is so, like, I feel like slapping them. On top of your income tax being audited, American campaign finance law is some of the strictest in the world. Why? Because we were extra paranoid about being foreign agents, bribing our officials to do favors. You can have a takeover by war. You can have a takeover by invasion. Or you can have a takeover by buying all the key places in the government. Think about it. How much does Turkey have? Not as much money as the U.S., But how much money does Turkey have to buy our congressmen, senators, mayors? Oh, they have more than enough money. So campaign finance law, they look at it with a magnifying glass. And anything that looks like you are an unregistered foreign agent, they throw the book at. The fact that you were an unregistered agent and you had them run the money through campaign finance, the one thing that they outed, no matter what, it is stupidity at a level I've never seen. Do I have to write a course in laundering money? Jesus Christ. Anyway, y'all, listen, let's continue. It's too late now. You can't hope for the hopeless. Like the dumbest thing. That is like sneaking out from your parents' house when they tell you not to go on to a party, and you sneak out and you live stream yourself at the party on your Facebook account that your parents and all their friends follow. Like, are you stupid? Are you stupid? Anyway, right? How it all began. Okay, here's the thing. Listen. They say the first signs of trouble for Adams came in November 2nd, 2023, with an ominous round of raids targeting people close to City Hall. While he was traveling to Washington, D.C. for a White House meeting with mayors about the migrant crisis, FBI agents were executing search warrants at the homes of 3 of Adams' associates. The agents took cell phones and other materials from the homes. The agents left the home in Crown Heights with 3 iPhones, 2 laptops, and a manila folder labeled Eric Adams. Alerted of the raids, the staff member, let's get into this. Come on, let's get to the Turkish stuff. Coordinated raids came in support of 2 investigations unrelated to Turkey, but ran primarily out of the Manhattan U.S. Attorney's Office. Okay, so let me get to the point. They're saying that So they're saying, I'm looking at the NYU mag. They said Mondaire Jones implies Hochul, the governor of New York, is a little bitch before apologizing. New York politics is wild. Anyway, y'all, to make a long story longer, at the end of the day, people are saying that Diddy is the one that put Mayor Adams in connection with these people. You know that Diddy is under investigation for federal money laundering. You know Diddy is under investigation for all this stuff. People are saying that there is a 100% connection to Diddy. Now, we're going to have to wait till early next week to actually see what's going on, with the indictment. How much is this tied to Diddy? How much the money laundering goes? But you guys got to admit, no matter what you actually think is going on, you guys, hold on a second, you guys have to admit that no matter what you guys think is going on, this is really, really suspicious timing that everybody's going down all at the same time. This is really that Kevin Lyles, also a good friend of Mayor Adams and Diddy, just stepped down, that record executives all over the world are standing down. This is very, very, very suspicious activity. On top of that, he's going to the same holding facility, MDC, the same facility that Diddy is in, the same facility that now the police commissioner is in. This is just crazy to me. Listen, this is crazy to me. This is crazy to me. I just don't understand though. Like, somebody needs to teach a money laundering course. I know like DJ Envy tried to teach it, but he's under federal investigation now, or federal crime too. It's like everybody in New York, I don't know where they be learning how to money launder money. Not that I know either, but even me, just from watching season 1 of the Ozarks, I figured that mess out. Meanwhile, Eric Adams is up here talking about put it straight in my campaign fund and make sure you mark it. This money is to Mayor Eric Adams for doing things that he shouldn't be doing in the New York City government. Make sure you put that in the memo line. Again, I just watched season 1 of the Ozarks. And I'm already like, dummies, what are y'all doing? Eric Adams is just on some dumb mess at the end of the day. Really quickly, right? Listen, really quickly, let's get into this. I know Diddy is shaking, and I know everyone's shaking. It's like the feds are having a purge. It's like the feds are having a purge. And everybody that was, even though I will be serious, Mayor Eric Adams was under investigation for a while. There's been people saying he's been corrupt since he got into office, and he just got more and more flagrant. And thought because he surrounded himself with celebrities and Hollywood money, and of course Diddy, everything was cool. Cooking Edibles Dragon, thank you so much for the super sticker. Also, Indira Carolina 85, thank you so much for the super sticker. Cooking Edibles Dragon said, hit that like for the hardest working woman on YouTube. Oh, thank you. Willett Teller said, Bad B established 93 with Black Mafia family. 94, Puff adopts Quincy. Was it forced? I don't care if Al Capone adopted my kid. I don't care what y'all keep trying to make excuses for why Al B. Shore had to abandon his son. Quincy ain't accepting it. Again, listen, we are not going into this. Hi, my name is Tisa. If you guys don't know, I think Al B. Shore is the worst father ever, but y'all keep trying to make him into the great American hero. You don't get points for that. He just got in the hospital 4 years ago, and he's been living his life. He could have moved to another state. He could have gotten Fed protection. He could have been the first to run the Homeland Security. But guess what? He wasn't. And y'all know another thing about Al B. Shore, he's not going to be on the witness stand with Homeland Security investigations or in the Diddy trial. So since he knows so much and he's demanded so much, he wasn't even one of the ones that even went to the feds and tried to make things happen. Cassie did. Would you have done what Cassie did for your child? Please, I would have. Anyway, right? Also, I am Prairie said, to make a long story longer, you be going in. Breaking Generation Cursing, hit that like button. This commentary is hilarious. Felicia Hurston, thank you so much for the super sticker. Twisted Cookie Monster said, Ninja really was about to fist his lips to say enough is enough. You know he was. CC said, thank you for the super sticker. Also, Angel Face said, thank you, Tisa, for all you do. Oh, you guys don't have to thank me. Okay, so listen, there's a little more information coming in. One second. I'm pulling it up. Okay, so they're saying that conspiracy of the day, that Mayor Adams is 100% connected to Diddy. They're saying that the indictment is a sprawling federal corruption investigation. They're saying it goes to the heart of not just New York politics, but also the entertainment industry, in which Diddy was center and front in that. Again, the fact that he even gave Diddy a key to the city, he only gave his friends a key to the city. Now, there are going to be a lot of conspiracies coming from this. I'll probably be part of it. You guys, welcome to the speculation. We are here to speculate. But also, yeah, we will know Monday and Tuesday actually what is going on. They said this is sprawling. It is deep. It is a lot. On top of that, they said he's about to cut the charges. Okay, so nobody really knows exactly what is going on. We know that the feds are taking this out. There is a flood of resignations and everything else. Oh, here we go. The raid surrounded claims of corrupt building safety inspections. Adding the two, it received over $200,000 in bribes in exchange for giving special treatment to certain property owners and developers. I don't understand what is going on. Y'all got literally indicted for $200,000 in bribes. That's it. $200,000 in bribes. I know people sell their soul. I know. I grew up here. People sell their soul to the devil. People do the wrong thing. But I assume when you were doing that, you were making bank. You were getting that money. I didn't think that you were literally looking at jail for $200,000. You can make that in a year. Are you insane? You could have started an OnlyFans account and been showing your feet with a camera. You could have literally been doing you could have gotten that money legally, literally, as opposed to going to jail. Y'all would be like, y'all would see Tisa Tell, superstar, as opposed to going in jail. Please. Anyway, right? This is also in the Southern District of New York. They took bribes to expedite the inspection process, undermining the fairness. By doing so, they not only compromise public safety. Okay, come on, what did Mayor Adams do? How much money did he take? Because this can't just be it. They're saying that the money that Mayor Adams took has nothing to do with the bribery for the things. That was something different. They're saying that it is estimated that he took millions. And also they are saying it's a good chance that it's connected to Diddy. Diddy introduced Mayor Adams to people that helped him to act as an unregistered foreign agent, do favors, and then put that money in his campaign fund. Again, all you had to do was say your son got a contract for $30 million to star in a movie in Turkey that never got released. Did y'all not learn anything from Hunter Biden? Did y'all not learn anything from Hunter Biden? Did you? The only reason Hunter Biden got caught is because Hunter Biden was a crackhead, and crackheads do crackhead things. But had he followed the script and just took his job as what did he put him on? And a corporation, and he was getting paid millions. Oh, and by the way, like, you see what I'm saying? Like, I have to do everything. What? Listen, if you guys have any criminal aspirations, please watch a little bit of Ozarks and Court TV. I'm not encouraging criminal behavior. I'm just saying, please, this is getting stressful for us. Angel Face 49 said, thank you, Tisa, for all you do. Prophetess Terry said, research who really funds Diddy's parties. Exactly. And MZ, thank you so much for the super sticker. I appreciate you guys all so much. So listen, but it's true. Crackheads do crackhead things. You cannot have, and that's why I don't believe that Diddy. Well, speaking of Diddy, there's an update I wanted to share with y'all. I was going to make it a separate video, but since I have y'all here, let's get into it. Hold on, y'all. That's why I don't believe Diddy is actually, like, I believe he's been using for 15 years, but I think he is a high functioning. I don't think he's strung out, because crackheads are going to crackhead. They will always mess up everything at every time. They are not reliable. That's why they say crackheads. They only care about one thing. You're just like, yo, we gonna get in, get out. Let's make this hit. We're going to get $1 billion. All right, go. And you guys are looking at $1 billion that's going to change your life. And why did you all get arrested? Because the crackhead was in the bathroom trying to get high. Crackheads are not reliable. They are not reliable narrators. They are not reliable witnesses. They are not reliable. Never try to do a crime with a crackhead. Never try to build anything with a crackhead. But Diddy built a $1 billion empire. Look at Hunter Biden. He would have been a bazillionaire if he had just shut his mouth, done his job, and every now and then like, hey, Dad, can we get some extra missiles over here? Please, I'll be good. That's all he had to do. But he couldn't. And now look at him. Now look. Anyway, James Johnson said, why is it all the black folks are going down? What about Clive Davis and all the rest of those upper echelon perverts? Thank you for the tease. Yes. So listen, James, I see what you're saying, but knock it off. These are not all the black people. This is Mayor Eric Adams, a notoriously corrupt mayor for the last how many years, and Diddy. That's not all black people. I hate to tell you guys, there are hundreds of black millionaires in America. And there are and there are black billionaires in America. Do you know why we don't know who they are? Because they are not holding freak-offs. They are not in the street. They are not being flashy, and they are not selling their people out. Stop it, y'all. We're not doing that today. It's not all the black people. It's just Diddy and it's Mayor Adams, and that's it. Look it up. So plenty of billionaires and plenty of black billionaires, and still plenty of black actors, singers, musicians, powerful people, loving fathers. Like, stop it, y'all. We're not doing this. Why it's not all the black people. It's Diddy and Mayor Eric Adams. That's it. That's it. That's the tweet. It's Diddy and it's Mayor Adams. That's it. That's the tweet. And if you really want to get into that, everybody that Diddy worked with under him, his crew that's about to be indicted, if they don't flip, none of them are black. So, and also, I believe if the white tattletales want to weigh in, white America, you guys had your reckoning with Jeffrey Epstein, Harvey Weinstein, and Ghislaine Maxwell. You guys, I believe the ball is back in our court, right? Now, pitch it back to them. Again, why are all the black? And again, James, I'm not going in with you. I say this with love. I'm not trying to go in on you, but where are all the black people? They're not. It's Diddy and Mayor Eric Adams. That's it. That's it. That's it. Diddy's whole team wasn't black. KK, all his assistants, Brendan, his lawyer, his accountant, his PR people, all these people that helped him, none of them were black. So again, all the black people. It's not all the black people. It's Diddy and it's Mayor Eric Adams. Still a bunch of millionaires, still billionaires. They fine. They're just not hosting freak offs. They're not out in the street. You don't know about them because they're actually running businesses and doing their thing. And they don't make their money off the enslavement and exploitation of other people's sons, daughters, sister, brothers, uncles, dads, and moms. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Listen. Yeah. Yeah. I'm just saying. Listen, y'all, let me read this Diddy story. And also, please don't tell me to stay away from the race thing and stick with the ethnic thing. I'll talk about race whenever I feel like it. What you talking about? Well, until this racism is all over, we'll talk about it any which way. Anyway, because we're not going to act like the government actually doesn't target Black Americans historically. But in this case, that's not what's happening. But we're not going to turn this into a conversation of race relation, but not because you said stay away from it, just because we flip into something else. All right. I'm just saying, don't get too comfortable, right? We can keep this cute. Just don't get too comfortable. Okay. Anyway, oh, okay. So where are we at? Where are we at? There was a good Diddy story that came up. Just hold on, y'all. I'm pulling it up. Oh, here we go. They are saying that in Hollywood and among the music industry, fears are growing that Sean Diddy Combs was an Epstein-style spy running a Schmextortion ring as claims emerge from top politicians for tape and freak-offs. What top politician are we talking about right now? Class, what top politician are we talking about right now? Who could we be talking about? Could we be talking about Mayor Eric Adams? They said top politicians were taped in freak-offs. They said Sean Diddy Combs has fueled rumors he might be part of a Jeffrey Epstein-style Extortion ring after allegedly filming politicians taking part in his X-rated freak-off sessions without their knowledge. Radar Online can reveal the speculation surrounding the disgraced rapper's motives has intensified following the shock admissions from a former bodyguard who claims Diddy kept tapes of powerful figures he lured to the parties. Now, is there a connection to this? I'm waiting to actually see the real connection. I will actually say, and I will go on the heel for this. I think it's odd that all this is happening in less than 5 business days, okay? His behavior sparks obvious comparisons with pedophile financier Epstein, who was claimed to have collected blank tapes of the rich and famous, including Andrew and Bill Clinton. Again, in New York City has the economy and the power of like its own state. It really is its own ecosystem. You can become a billionaire and only have New Yorkers as your customers. That's how many people and how great the economy is. Literally, you only need to stay in the New York market and you can become a billionaire easily. Again, Eric Adams has been to a few Diddy parties. Eric Adams rolls hard. Eric Adams likes to party, and Eric Adams is very good friends with Diddy. They said it's starting to add fuel to the fire that he's running a Extortion ring, or is at least using his tapes and party secrets to extort lots of his influence on the rich and powerful. The same was true of Epstein, with a mass of evidence out there now that he was operating as an international spy tasked with collecting Smex tapes so the world's most powerful figures could be blackmailed. Diddy's ex-bodyguard, Gene Dill made it big time, who provided security. When quizzed if any renowned individuals were on the reported freak-off tapes, Gene Dill added, Diddy gave celebrity parties, so what do you think? Epstein was accused of being a Mossad or CIA spy by Prince Andrew's accuser last May. Conspiracy theorists have long speculated about whether Epstein's sexual abuse was part of a campaign to acquire compromising material that high-profile figures and politicians on behalf of intelligence agencies. Okay, now here's the thing. Let me just pause right here. I don't think that Diddy was working for the FBI necessarily. I think he was doing it because that's how he brokered power. I think he probably saw Epstein do it. He saw what Ron Burkle did. He saw that and he wanted a piece of the pie. Much like Michael Rubin saw Diddy's white parties in the Hamptons and decided he was going to start throwing parties. He saw the blueprint and he wanted to make it happen for himself. You know what I'm saying? Okay, well, I think. Okay, so as Virginia Giuffre added weight to the claims by posting a link on Twitter to a Reddit post asking, Virginia Giuffre is the girl with the Jeffrey Epstein, Prince Andrew stuff. Does anyone else here also believe Epstein, in all likelihood, was a Mossad CIA-linked intelligence agent that was responsible for helping to run a blackmail honeypot ring to entrap elite oligarchs? In America, we don't have oligarchs. We have business leaders, and of course, we have politicians, even though we are moving toward the way of oligarchs. Based off of all of Epstein's known dubious activities, access to vast wealth, this is directly from Radar Online, access to vast wealth, obvious connections to the Israeli Mossad, just saying Maxwell's dad was Robert Maxwell, a powerful British oligarch with Mossad ties, and Epstein's suspicious murking that's been covered up as a suicide. I think a strong argument can be made Epstein was indeed an intelligence agency who helped run a blackmail honeypot operation that is still most likely running till today. Again, when one falls, another person rises, right? And when one falls, okay, you know what? Anyway, you guys, let me say hi to the super chats, and we're going to bed. We're going to bed. Shay Lux, thank you. Shay Lux, thank you so much for the super sticker. Mia, thank you so much for that super sticker. And also Mac, thank you to the super sticker. I apologize for anybody I got smart with. I wish I had cursed you the F out. But my parents taught me to take the higher road. But all jokes aside, you guys, thank you so much for joining me. I'll be here bright and early tomorrow. Oh, also, James Johnson said, Left Bill, do you think Diddy has something to do with the whole Jamie Foxx in a hospital situation? Thanks, doll. Listen, that Jamie Foxx situation was still weird. The weirdest part of it was them trying to pass off a weird deep fake video with filters that it was Jamie. That whole situation was weird. And as much as they tried to gag us and be like, oh, you guys, and get out the bed, we were like, yo, nobody asked you to come to us with some bullshit. And now that you came, we're going to talk about it. That Jamie Foxx situation is weird. And you know how that's one thing with stuff like that. The truth never stays hidden for long. You just got to wait. It's like the waves of the ocean that go out. And then eventually they'll come back in. I've literally put that a little check in my head, like, yeah, let me put a tack in that. And over the next couple of years, I'm going to be watching to see anything that actually, because I'm telling you, those type of things don't stay hidden for long. You just got to wait for people to start talking. And I feel like people are going to start talking probably in the next year or two, especially because of what's going on with that Diddy trial. Interestingly enough, Diddy and Jamie Foxx were super, super tight. And Jamie Foxx used to host a lot of Diddy's white parties. Now, the white parties were one thing. Going to a white party didn't automatically think that you were, a freaking that was just a white party. However, everybody's pretty much confirming that after the white parties, when you got access to say, that's when it turned into like the freak of the week stuff. That's when it turned into the illegal stuff. So when you see a picture of somebody at a white party, it's like, okay, fine, maybe, right? Jamie Foxx hosted a lot of Diddy's parties. I'm interested to see and whether his name comes up in the indictment for these freak-offs, or even, I don't know if you want to say it worse, but even more, if he's on some of those tapes. Again, do I think so? I hope not. But at this point, his whole life is turning into a Tubi movie. This whole thing is turning into a Tubi movie. So I don't think that we can actually say where things end and where things don't end. You know what I'm saying? Also, Michael Desiree said, you are Sarah says, you are the oracle. Oh, thank you, Michael. I really appreciate that. Buddha Lion said, I knew Eric Adams was corrupt. He is as corrupt as they come, right? They always say that you are the company you keep. First, it's connection with Bishop Whitehead. And now Diddy, whoo, rest up, Tisa. Thank you for all you do. Also, Fab and Forgotten, thank you so much for that super sticker. Also, Kimora Norman said, Tisa, thank you for all your research and encouraging people to use their critical thinking. Oh, thank you. But you guys are like super smart. Y'all be coming to me with stuff, and I'll be like, that's a good way to look at it. Literally, y'all be getting me going. So thank you guys. And also, you guys, thank you so much for rocking with me. This Diddy stuff has been a lot. Oh, fine. I hear my mom and dad's voice in my head. I apologize for getting smart with anybody. You know not what you do. Okay. I'm sorry. That's my mom and dad in my head being like, just you better. I apologize for getting smart with anybody. It's not that serious. And we should all just keep getting it, laughing and moving. I hate being in a negative space of anger or any weird energy. So I want to release that, you know? Angie, you are not a dumb bee. I apologize for calling you that. Okay. Let's be friends again. Anyway, I apologize. S. Washington, let's keep this energy like the way my mom and dad raised me. Happy. So, S. Washington, thank you so much for becoming the newest member of the super chat. The newest member of the thing, right? Listen, ooh, who said this? And I'm sorry, S. Washington, thank you for becoming the newest Tattletales. Pete said, can't wait for the document. I can't wait for the documentary either. I mean, we're going to have a live screening of the documentary. You think I'm joking? When those documentaries come out, we're going to have live screening, popcorn night. Grab your milk duds, your popcorn, whatever it is. My favorite are big hunk bars. I sneak them into the theater. Grab whatever it is, and we can do this, okay? We can do this, right? All right? Okay. Anyway, again, apologies to, and I'm sorry for calling you a dumb bee. It's been a long day. You didn't deserve that. And I really do apologize for disrespecting you, okay? All jokes aside, I'm saying that honestly. Anyway, you guys, let's keep this on a high note. And on that, you guys, I will see you guys tomorrow bright and early, okay? Make sure you look at the page. It's going to be a few interviews going up. I'll see you guys bright and early tomorrow. All right. And with that, we close out this. Prayers up to Eric Adams, though. I know right now he is thinking about getting on a plane to Belize or doing whatever. And you know what? If I was Eric Adams, this is the last thing I'm going to say before I go. If I was Eric Adams, I would look at what they did to Diddy. I would put two and two together and say, first of all, you're going to make my bail sky high. And even if I can afford the bail, you're going to ask for a record of where I got the money from because I'm being accused of like taking money illegally. I would look at Diddy and be like, well, what's the odds we can get? What's the odds we can get the turkey tomorrow and be like, yo, forget those millions you owe me. Give us a couple of fake passports and let's get to. I would literally be there. I would be there getting like the hair implants and change my hairline. You know, Turkey, they love plastic surgery. Be getting the plastic surgery injections and be like, what? No, my name is not Tisa. I am a South Asian woman. How dare you? Call me Ming Lin. I would get my face to look completely different from my natural face. I would like do whatever. And I would just be like, yeah, we on the run. We're bumping some on the run. Like literally, you saw what they did to Diddy. You're going to jail forever. Man, please. I would literally run. Everybody else, again, would you say, again, this is Eric Adams. He is corrupt. So we're not thinking like morally, you said, no, we're talking about someone that is corrupt. Would you say? I wouldn't stay. I would go on the MF and run. The Lions Den TV said, please read my book. You guys, so the Lions Den TV wrote a book, Diddy Before the Fame. He says, I was his friend in New York and Howard, and he was a good brother before the industry. All right, Lions Den, if you vouching from that mofo, go ahead. But here's the thing, Lions Den, and this is not in any way diminishing your experience with Diddy. Diddy, people are saying, is a malignant narcissist. Narcissists are good for turning on and off. The Rolling Stones actually wrote an article about at Howard. Diddy brutally. He went up to the Harriet Tubman quadrangle, that's the dorm, started screaming for his girlfriend at the time to come downstairs. Everybody was looking at the door and talking about what's going on, what's going on, what's going on. He screamed for her to come downstairs. She finally came downstairs and he brutally beat her outside like she was a child, outside in front of everybody, her friends, her haters, the people that didn't know who, in front of her whole dorm room, brutally beat her like a child to send a message to everybody in the dorms to hurt her and to establish his dominance. So when you're saying that you were his friend in New York and Howard, the stories of what's going on in Howard actually happened. I would say that even though to you he presented as a good person, I think it's the way he presented to all of us as a good person. Maybe you might not have known him as well as you think you did, because he was doing stuff on Howard that the Rolling Stones did a whole in-depth deep dive. Kimora Norman said, it's the Diddy energy. We just have to balance it out on that demon time. I'm a Leo. Thank you so much for becoming a member. And also S. Washington, thank you so much for gifting 5 memberships. I really appreciate that. You guys say what's up and a thank you to S. Washington, okay? Say a shout out thing. Anyway, you guys, again, but go check out the book. Let's support people. The Lions Den TV did write a book. It was called Diddy Before the Fame. I'm going to check it out because it might have insights into how this monster was made. So you guys, if you are interested in seeing Diddy from a different perspective before the fame, please go read the Lions Den TV book, Diddy Before the Fame, okay? Again, everything's related. All right, anyway, you guys, thank you so much. And shout out to S. Washington. Make sure you thank them in the chats for gifting 5 memberships, okay? I'll talk to y'all later. Bye-bye.